Nothing makes a statement quite like designer jewelry or a classic timepiece, which is why I'm always browsing luxurybazaar.com for affordable options and one-of-a-kind accessories. Thank you to Luxury Bazaar for sponsoring today's video. Their website will be linked down below. I am in complete shock, disbelief at what just happened. Okay, so I thought today was going to be a perfectly normal day, and so far that has not been the case whatsoever. I woke up early this morning, I had breakfast, I was sitting on my computer getting work done the way I normally do, scrolling through Instagram stories, which is what I normally do when I'm procrastinating, and a friend of mine, Rachel, posted a bag she saw at TJ Maxx. She lives down here on the beach, and I guess they have all sorts of really amazing designer pieces. And I'm looking at her story and I'm just blown away. I've heard these stories, they're like urban legends of people who find these amazing designer pieces on sale at TJ Maxx and Ross and Marshalls. That has never been the case for me. I've never been lucky enough to live next to one of these amazing discount TJ Maxxes. But here she is posting these stories, and I saw this bag, and it was not only a beautiful bag, it was the YSL Rive Gauche tote. I have been thinking about this bag for such a long time, and it is so beautiful. So I immediately start asking her questions, and I'm kind of getting excited, you know, like, wow, when did you go see it? Is it still there? What condition was it in? And she was being so helpful. Mind you, this was bright and early this morning, before 9 o'clock. And she is like on the ball, sending me extra photos, giving me all of the information she possibly had. And I thought about it, and I thought, oh, do I really want to try? How often does something like this happen? So I called the store, they open at 9, and I asked them to put it on hold for me, and they'll only hold it for 2 hours. What are the chances that one of my favorite designer bags is on sale at a TJ Maxx within driving distance? That is just the trifecta. That never happens. The odds are in my favor. I figured, what the heck, I'm putting it on hold and I am driving my butt down to the beach so I can see it in person, and then at least I will know. But I can't let this opportunity slip, so I just arrived, and I'm gonna run inside and see if it really is the designer bag of my dreams. It's waiting for me. Look at it. I cannot wait to tell you what just happened inside TJ Maxx. Of course, you can see that I did end up purchasing the bag, but there is more to this story. You just wait. I am in complete shock, disbelief at what just happened. I ran into TJ Maxx. They had a really great selection. I guess this location right here on Alton Road in South Beach is one of their designer locations. So not every TJ Maxx is going to have the same great selection of designer goods. And they're having a major event coming up soon with all of the designer brands. They're getting lots of spring sandals and belts, bags, shoes, everything. I am so excited to get home, tell you the entire story, show you the bag up close, but right now I'm actually running late. I have an appointment for a massage, which sounds ridiculous. I mean, I'm running late to my massage because I was picking up a designer bag. This is not my life. This is not normal. That's what I mean when I say today is a very strange day, but I'm just trying to roll with it. I'm running late, so I have to hit the road. I have to be quiet because I'm sitting in the waiting room, but you know those parking barriers at the front of every parking spot? I'm just sitting in my car about to book it forward since I'm running late, and when I'm looking ahead at the parking lot, there are just lines painted, no parking barriers. So I just floor the car, and sure enough, in my line, which I wasn't paying attention, lesson learned, I went right over the little parking barrier in my car. God bless her. She just kept going like a champion and no issues. But yeah, it just goes to show that when you think everything is running smooth, everything's in your favor, you still have to pay attention to your surroundings because it could change in an instant. I was dying laughing, just so glad nothing bad happened to the car. So I made it here. I'm filling out my paperwork. I didn't want to leave the bag in the car. I'm not taking any chances. I'm not familiar with downtown Miami, so I have my TJ Maxx bag with me, and it is huge, but I don't care. I'm just now leaving the beach. I came down here for the second time today. I was doing some fashion content with my friend Vivi. I cannot wait to show you guys how I styled my new bag. We were down on Espanola Way, which is one of the most beautiful parts of Miami, definitely South Beach. There are tons of little cute cafes and restaurants and so many bright colors, boutiques. It's beautiful down there. I highly recommend Espanola Way if you're ever visiting Miami. So we were down there working together, just taking some pictures and enjoying the nice weather. It's a little bit overcast, but thankfully it did not rain. So now I'm just headed back home. Vlogging is always so much more complicated than just shooting, but I'm sitting here at my vanity. I think I have a decent setup. I thought the craziest thing that was going to happen to me today was getting this bag at a huge discount, and it was going to be such a crazy thing. But wow, today has been insane. It is now 6:30, and I think the craziest thing that actually happened to me today was the Uber ride home from the beach. Everybody likes to say that their town, their city has the worst drivers on the planet. I lived in New Orleans, I lived in Nashville. People said the same thing there. New Orleans, maybe close runner-up, but nowhere has worse drivers than Miami. I knew the car ride was going to be interesting the moment I got in because she asked, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Coral Gables," which is a little neighborhood south of Miami. And she responded back, "Fort Lauderdale?" I was like, no, nowhere near Fort Lauderdale. Oh dear Jesus, please let me make it home safely. But it worked out. I'm here. I know this top goes a little bit low. It's actually a dress. It has this little cutout and a bow right here, but I know it kind of looks funny. It looks like it just goes down and then like I'm wrapped up, but it actually does come together. This is a cute little dress I got from Revolve on sale not too long ago, and it has these ruchy sleeves, these puffy bell sleeves, and I actually think it looks kind of cute whenever you push them up because it gives you a little bit more poof, more volume, more drama. I always love a dramatic sleeve. I've now been sitting here rambling. I'm just trying to take a deep breath and decompress from the craziness that has been today. But it's time for me to explain what happened when I arrived at TJ Maxx in the morning. So this is my little story time. I didn't have an opportunity to film inside the store, so I got to TJ Maxx, I parked, I was walking inside, and everything was so fast because I knew I had to get in, make my decision, look at the bag, check it out, inspect it as quickly as possible, be thorough, and then head out the door because I needed to hit the road. So I walked in, walked around for just a second before I finally asked somebody, you know, if you called ahead and put something on hold, where would it be? And she directed me towards the front. I did a little lap around the handbag section. I wanted to see if there was something else that would catch my eye. I don't think I was in the right area. I just had to beeline towards the front. because the other pictures that Rachel posted had Fendi bags. There were some other designer bags in there, but it was okay. I kind of wasn't there to shop or browse. I was really just there for that one particular item to see if it was going to work out or not. So I went to the front. I had to wait a little bit and I could see the bag. I spotted it behind the counter and I was like freaking out, like getting so excited already. And the adrenaline was pumping because I was stuck in traffic on my way to the beach, and so I was like, oh, I need to get there, I need to get there. Trying to be as safe and calm as possible, but really excited, you know, of course I would be excited. So I spotted the bag, I went up to the counter and I was able to see it in person. And oh my gosh, it was in perfect condition, nearly perfect condition. The front was pristine, beautiful, not a single imperfection. And I took a look at it, the leather handles, beautiful, same thing. Inside was gorgeous. And then on the back, the bottom and the sides were fine too, but on the back, towards the bottom, there were a couple little smudges. I don't know how TJ Maxx gets these designer items. I have shopped secondhand designer before, and usually in stores they tell you that it's stuff from catalog shoots, from runways, photo shoots. Anytime they have product, they will then resell it, or I guess anything that doesn't sell, you know, old styles. I know I've seen this style for at least 2 seasons now. I don't know if it's one that they are going to keep around. But the bag was in really great condition, and when I think of TJ Maxx designer, I know I've heard the stories. People say they find great things. I'm have to be skeptical, and I think when you're paying that price point, if you're not getting it directly from the retailer or a department store, if it's not brand new, like brand new, you have to be skeptical. You have to look with a fine tooth comb, be as nitpicky as possible. So when I saw the smudges, I didn't even mind, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, that looks like something that I can get out myself. Like, I'll make sure to remove those stains and then it will be perfect. But I did mention to the associate, and she was very sweet and helpful, that I saw a couple stains, and she helped me look at the bag. She opened everything up, took out the stuffing, let me look inside. So I didn't feel rushed or pressure like, okay, girl, get it or not. You know, somebody else will swoop in here and get it. When I pointed out the smudges, she said to me, okay, let me check with my manager, let me see what we can do. And in my mind, I was like, wait, what? Are you sure? But I didn't say anything, so I just said, yes, please, you know, if you would double check, that would be great. She came back a couple minutes later with the manager, who was also very sweet, very accommodating, telling me about this other event that they have going on for designer items. And she said, okay, this is what we can do. We can give you 10% off the price. Oh my gosh, I was like, okay. I was already so excited, like, yes, it's a beautiful bag, it's in great condition. And then to get an additional 10% off was really amazing. So I'm gonna pull up my receipt right now. I did have it printed, but I had it emailed, so let's see. Here it is, okay. So this bag, the Rive Gauche tote, originally retails for $11.50. I actually saw it on another website for $12.50, and it comes in a couple different shades. There is a deep navy, I think there's a darker tan, and then I have the lighter tan. So it's originally $11.50 with tax here in Florida. Actually, let me see. If I were to add in tax, it would come out to $12.30. The bag was listed for $8.49, so it was already marked down $300. With the additional 10% off, it came down to $7.66, and then with tax, I paid $8.20, $8.19 and change. I saved $410 on that bag, and considering I spent $800, but I saved $400, that is huge savings. I mean, that is a great deal on a bag that is sort of new. I mean, like I said, I don't know where they get these bags, if it was maybe used for a catalog shoot, used. I think it's kind of a nice story to say, oh, it was on the runway. You know, I didn't get it new, but that's because it was featured in a magazine. I don't know if that's true. I think that is a really beautiful story that people will tell you when they're trying to sell you a really expensive designer bag that isn't new. But that's okay. I mean, I'll take the story and I'll go with it. I won't ask any questions. One thing that was really interesting, let me go ahead and show you the bag. It's sitting right here. So I put it in the dust bag. The original dust bag came inside, which is so nice. The only thing I don't have is the box. I imagine it would come in a giant box, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Oof. Oh my gosh. So pretty. Just take in all of the beauty. You can see on the front, nothing. Brand new, perfect. The side looks good. Other side looks good. The leather handles, beautiful condition. And then this came inside. Something I discovered, you have to keep the stuffing inside for it to stand up straight. Just gonna put that on the floor. Just let's see. That's the inside. So I will keep the stuffing. This is the bottom. This is really, I think, the dead giveaway that it's a new bag, because even if it was pre-owned in any type of way, this would have something on it. Not necessarily stains or smudges or anything terrible, but it would just show some sort of wear, and it doesn't at all. So the only place where you can see a little something is right here in the back corner, and then here on the back corner. And it is so minuscule. It's just a little dark stain. And it almost looks like something is sitting right on the surface. Like it could easily come off. I'm debating what to do about it, actually. I know we have some fabric cleaner. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions if you have any. I'm not going to touch it until I do a little bit more research, because I want to make sure that whatever I use, it's not going to be too abrasive. It's not going to ruin the fabric or the coating, because the bag is definitely protected. There's a coating, you can tell. It doesn't feel like a really absorbent fabric, which is nice because that means it is going to be a little bit more stain resistant. The last thing I want to mention about my experience in store, because some of you guys may have this question, I know I certainly did, I googled to see what the return policy was at TJ Maxx. Online, it simply says, you know, within, I think maybe 30 days or so with a receipt, you can get a return or make an exchange. If you don't have your receipt, you can make an exchange, not a return. But something I discovered when I was in store was that their designer items come with one of these. It says home removal. Receipt and attached security device required for return or exchange. Once you clip this, it is yours. You own it and there's no going back. So something to keep in mind. She told me, listen, if you get home, you change your mind, you see something else that you don't like, you want to bring it back, not a problem. Hold on to your receipt, which is another reason why I always email the receipts to me. I know I hate to give out my email address. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but when it comes to receipts, I will always get the email as well as the printed version. She said, not a problem, bring it back, no big deal, just make sure it has this little red tag. Besides the great price, the amazing deal, another reason why the bag was just such a great buy is because it's something that I had my eye on. And I'm actually in the market for a new bag. I mean, I do have my Gucci tote, which is my everyday bag. I love it, it's amazing. But the strap is breaking. It is hanging by what seems like a thread. It is so sad. So I'm going to have to send it out, and I am going to have it fixed by Gucci. I've heard it can be expensive. I've heard horror stories. That's the one bad thing about Googling and YouTube, is you hear everybody's rants. And also it can take several months, I think, before you get the bag back. I don't know what I would do in the meantime. The only other bags I have are really tiny. I need to take everything with me. So I feel like this was the perfect timing just in general, not even just because of the price and the fact that I love the bag, but I'm going to need a new bag very soon. Every time I walk out of the door with that Gucci bag, I feel like I'm risking it all, because if it snaps, what am I gonna do? Carry around this huge bag? It's heavy. It's filled to the brim with everything. So I have to be careful. I'm not going to overload this tote. I don't want any problems. I did a quick Google search and I just kind of scrolled down because I was looking at the retail price. And one of my favorite bloggers pulled up Mia Mine. And here she has an honest review of the Saint Laurent Rive Gauche tote. I will link her blog post down below, but I just kind of scrolled through. I thought, this is so funny. This is one of my fashion icons right here talking about the very bag that I'm thinking about going to purchase. What I love most about her post, besides seeing all of her gorgeous photos, is that she answers a lot of the questions that anyone would have if they were interested in this bag. Does it get dirty easily? Does it hold its shape? Will it be in season next year? Where to buy it? Let's see, would I buy it again is the last one, and she says, short answer, yes. I've gotten so much wear out of it. It still looks brand new. And she talks about how it actually doesn't get dirty easily. It does hold its shape. As long as you keep some stuffing in there, it's going to stay a very structured bag, which I love. The fact that it's a linen bag makes it a little bit more casual, but the fact that it's structured the way it is, I think elevates the bag a little bit more. So I think that justifies the price point. It is the perfect bag going into summer. Springtime, summer, this could be your everyday tote. It's just so classic, and the way she styled it really inspired me whenever I was picking out outfits today to wear and to see how it would look. But I just think, I know I'm going to get so much wear out of it, and this may be my new bag, depending on what happens to Gucci. So fingers crossed she survives and she stays alive long enough for me to ship her out and take her to the Gucci store to be fixed. But I'll need something, and now I do have something. I'm so happy. The camera died. I'm talking too much. That's when you know you've been rambling too long. I always forget about this lipstick. It's Angel Alessandra from Charlotte Tilbury. Because it's such a peachy nude, I think I don't grab it as often as I do my pinky nudes. But it's sort of spring, summer. I don't know, it just feels so perfect for today's look, today's makeup. I also used the Pillow Talk eyeshadow palette, the Instant Eye palette, the big one from Charlotte Tilbury on my eyes today. So I'm having a Charlotte Tilbury makeup day. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this vlog. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, your questions. Everything mentioned will be linked down below. And I will see you in my next one.